let me go on to Konkana Bakshi. Konkana, you as an entrepreneur, again are in the grooming space, in the etiquette space. People aren't going and doing dinners. So do they really need etiquettes? People aren't going outside and meeting people. Do they really need grooming? I know that we are all spending more screen time. We are all screenagers, even if we are not teenagers. And I know human interaction has gone on virtually or contactlessly. So tell us, how has your business in the last 8 months kind of pivoted? What are you doing to make sure that you are providing the skills that are required in a post-COVID world to survive and hopefully thrive?
Good evening, gentlemen, and thank you so much for having me over, Anurag. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. It is so true that do we really need etiquette anymore, because people are not meeting over dinners anymore. Our business lunches are not really happening. But etiquette is nothing but relationship building. And that has become a focal point of business in today's world. Why, I'll tell you, because since we are doing this contactless meeting, the importance of relationship building, the principles of etiquette, I'm not talking about manners, I'm talking about principles, which are nothing but consideration, respect, and honesty. These are the key skills, and the importance of it has enhanced in today's business world even more, because earlier we used to meet face to face to build relationship. Right now we are stuck through screens to build relationship, or even if we are meeting clients, even we are meeting clients for closing a deal. How are we really meeting? We are meeting through Zoom. So the importance of building relationship has even more enhanced. The way to build relationship, the interaction, the soft skills, the finer touch of compassion has really, really enhanced. While we don't do business lunches anymore, we are constantly
communicating.
And what is etiquette? Etiquette is nothing but relationship building. The way I make you feel in my company, and that is it in one word.
Tell us, I asked this to Samir, and the reason I brought you, the companies are focusing on now. They're focusing on what is the output next week, next day, next month. And for a lot of industries, human talent is the biggest asset they have. But still, not sure T&D is going in the way it should go. So have your budgets that come from clients kind of shrunk, or have they grown? Give us a sense of that. Tell us, how has the contactless added to your scaling up? I mean, as you were telling me today, your clients beyond India, you couldn't do that many programs outside India because it involved traveling and, then the cost factor. So, but you're being able to do many more workshops and one-to-one sessions for CEOs and promoters. So give us a sense of what has happened to your business in the last 8 months.
So to my immense surprise, I thought I'm going to shut down Savoir-Faire Academy for next 1 year when the pandemic started. But to my surprise, what happened is we didn't provide international virtual sessions before. We did not. I was not comfortable with it. I was more of a face-to-face, private clients, hands-on person. Even with corporates, I used to go there to train, and my team used to be there with me. And I did let go of several opportunities, business opportunities, when I just did not accept invitation. However, in this pandemic, what happened? Our existing clients, we stopped sessions with our existing private clients and corporates, but we got queries from UAE, from England, from Brisbane, from Singapore, and we got private clients, businessmen, young entrepreneurs, to enhance themselves even more through this lockdown periods, because time is very, very important to us. And I think a lot of young entrepreneurs and business leaders have also understood the value of investing in themselves, and that's why I have grown a very niche, beautiful clientele internationally. And I'm thrilled to say that I'm literally training every single day. I am training on international timings. That is a little bit of a challenge, but I'm training every day. And business has thrived. Business has, this pandemic has taught me to be more creative, to have a more creative approach towards my business. Earlier, I used to have a conventional approach towards my business, where I used to think, well, my team would go to do leadership training, etiquette training, etc., or the clients would come to us for my private interaction, private session. Now I have a more free hands where I'm teaching my client in Singapore, in Brisbane, in London, and I'm happy with it. And I've grown a larger audience with Savoir-Faire Academy. So
absolutely, I think a lot of us took our health, our time, our families for granted. I think we are more grateful and we are more conscious of it. Yes. So I think that's the subtle shift that has happened. Konkana, what are your top lockdown lessons?
I learned a lot, to be honest. I learned to be a lot more productive than I used to be. I'm saving a lot more time and utilizing those time more constructively because I'm teaching online. I'm teaching up to 3 people online and shuffling with international timings. So it has, to be very honest with you, this lockdown has really transformed my efficiency towards my business. Is that it has taught me how to manage my team emotionally, not only business-wise, but a lot of us were going through a lot of anxiety, emotional anxiety through this pandemic. As a team leader, and I have young people working in Savoir-Faire Academy. It was my responsibility that they were emotionally well. We have expanded our training. What we used to offer before was only etiquette, business etiquette, social etiquette, body language, image transformation. That was our niche. Now we have expanded our training module. We are training in CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, which I have trained myself before the pandemic, but I didn't practice it. I did practice with my private client, but virtually we are very successfully running it for mental health. Through cognitive behavior therapy, through CBT, we are actually transforming people internationally and virtually, just through virtual training, just through mindfulness exercise. And I'm talking about not only my clients, but also our people in SFA, in Savoir-Faire Academy. So that has really taught me a lot. Also, it has taught me to help my team be emotionally stable. I think that is something that we all learned right through this pandemic, the value of relationship, that extra compassion, that the extra that you extend your hand on days that probably your subordinates are not having the best of the time. So I think that has helped me a lot. Earlier, I was very target-driven, to be honest with you, but now I'm more compassion-driven. It has taught me a lot to be a lot more compassionate, and it has worked on my favor because the productivity of my team has definitely gone up. As I mentioned, I have created a lot more module that we used to have. We have the whole creation of luxury appreciation and CBT and extra on dining etiquette. Everything has really worked on my favor, to be honest with you. That is the professional side. On the personal side, I've learned the real value of friendship and relationship. My friends all over the world, we are more connected than we ever have been. I think a lot of you would probably agree. And
I think we are. And what do you think the government can do better from here on? From you?
Well, I think I agree with Neil that it's a process, and 9 to 12 months should be. We should look at it optimistically. And having said that, government have also been very proactive during the lockdown with everything for the economy to grow faster, so that we didn't have to crash completely. However, I think 9 to 12 months is good. Having said that, I also would like to mention that the Make in India initiative has really been helpful for young entrepreneurs like us. We are youngsters. We are starting up businesses, and when we see a government which is very optimistic and thriving, and always on the go, it gives us a lot of hope that in this country we can grow, and we can grow faster and on an exponential space.